Baroque was a period of artistic style that started around 1600 in Rome, Italy, and spread throughout the majority of Europe during the 17th and 18th centuries. In informal usage, the word Baroque describes something that is elaborate and highly detailed. As for Rococo, the word Rococo comes from the word rocaille, which is French for rubble of rock. It refers to tiny shells embedded in rocks to decorate garden grotties, and this movement was as much as a decorative one as an artistic one, having as much influence on furnishings and interior design as it did on paintings. Many of the paintings produced during this time reflect the same desire for intimacy, rather than dramatic scenes of saints with their eyes rolled back. In this video, I'll be comparing three paintings: The Calling of St. Matthew from Caravaggio, Judith beheading Holofernes from Artemisia Gentileschi for the Baroque era, and Pilgrimage to the Isle of Cythera for the Rococo era. This video will cover the differences and similarities of each piece and the two different art styles. The Calling of St. Matthew is a masterpiece by Caravaggio, depicting the moment at which Jesus Christ inspires Matthew to follow him. In Caravaggio's Calling of St. Matthew, he conveys the sacred quality of the scene through a series of informal images. What made Caravaggio so unique was the true-life naturalism that made his figures seem completely real. Caravaggio is a pioneer of the Italian Baroque style that grew out of the ruins of Manierism. At the end of the 16th century, the artist was exposed both to the artistic reforms of the Counter-Reformation as well to the new interest in scientific naturalism flourishing in northern Italy. In this painting, a dash of light sweeps the canvas from right to left and illuminates the scene, creating Caravaggio's signature technique known as chiaroscuro, which is the contrast of light and shadow. Caravaggio was best known for his use of light and shadow. Caravaggio brings this canvas to life with vivid colors, bold contrast of reds, golds, and greens, and various textures of velvets and soft fur. He also contrasts gestures and expressions. Next, we're going to take a look at Artemisia Gentileschi's painting, Judith beheading Holofernes. Gentileschi's painting focuses more on the graphic moment of the murder. Judith has taken hold of Holofernes' head by grasping a clutch of hair and turning his head away from her, drawing the sword across his neck in a gruesome and vivid portrayal that has no intention of softening the brutal nature of the act. Spiraling around Holofernes' contorted head is a complex arrangement of overlapping arms, which array outward like the spokes of a wheel. This patterning of flesh tone acts as a kind of semicircle around Holofernes' head, against which his dark beard, the shape of the sword, and the spray of the blood stand out vividly. The triumph of Gentileschi's composition is in how we look directly into Holofernes' eyes, which are wide open as if he was watching his own death unfold. To foreground, Holofernes' head is this way to help anchor the composition on a single point. All of the elements of the work are built up around his atomic core. The arms of the three protagonists, as they flare outwards, form a sort of spiral around Holofernes' twisted face. She uses primary colors to rub and brush against each other, allowing tension to exist. Then, like colorful flowers in a monochrome vase, the black background and the white sheets intensify the color's vibrancy. The two women who undertake the deed, Judith and her maid, are painted with intense concentration on their faces. It is neither disgust nor virtue they express, but instead a type of practical determination. In this way, the psychological tension of the work is somehow balanced out. Judith undertakes her deed with a steadfastness that regulates some of the horrors of the scene. The spray of Holofernes' served arteries, Gentileschi's has substituted Judith's jewelry with a ruby necklace of blood. Finally, in Antoine Watteau's painting, Pilgrimage to the Isle of Cythera, All elements of the painting are in head-on perspective. The work celebrates love, with many cupids flying around the couples and pushing them closer together, as well as the statue of Venus. They are aristocrats having flirtatious conversations in a country setting. Such courtly scenes in the open air was a new painting style. Antoine employs certain techniques to ensure the viewer to look at the entire composition. The progression of the pilgrims returning to the boat draws attention to the three main couples in the center, who, in a lover's trance, lost track of time. Then glance upward at the space of the canvas filled with the hazy sky that only Antoine could produce. The theme of this piece could not help but bring about a happy, peaceful mood. There is no sign of anguish, broken hearts, or turmoil in any capacity. Antoine was known for using a light and airy brushstroke to create his hazy, dreamlike atmospheres. This is particularly evident in the wispy clouds and lazy leaves. The lighting cast in his dream plays up the bright colors of the characters' clothing. The center of the canvas lights up the three main couples, and the shadows retreat to play in the trees so less attention is paid to other characters. Antoine is properly best known for his use of color, as he offers such a bright palette. He revived palettes previously seen in the 16th century Renaissance paintings, and his use of such colors, paired with his idolized, flirty themes and aesthetics of Rococo decor, floored critics of his days. Side by side, we can see how each painting has their own style and how they are so different in the sense of emotion and color choice. Each painting was different in style but unique to the artist.